Member Mr. Grijalva.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, and thank you for yielding. After numerous hearings and a partisan task force which concluded that the Endangered Species Act is a failure because it has not recovered enough species, we now have before us 4 bills that would create red tape, divert agency resources, and dictate what data constitutes the best available science, regardless of whether the data is in fact the best or even scientific. None of these bills will actually lead to the recovery of more species. The pattern in this committee with respect to ESA has been all too familiar to other issues we have before us. Partisan hearings, excessive document demands from agencies that require thousands of man-hours to address, the all-Republican task force, and yesterday, another subpoena for Fish and Wildlife Service, which by now must be feeling pretty popular with the Natural Resources Committee. Finally, today, we consider 4 bills that have been developed with no consultation with the Democrats. Ironically, a few of these bills have concepts that some changes could probably be supported, but as drafted, they have significant problems. If the past is a prologue, there will be no effort to try to make the changes that will garner bipartisan support, and the majority will just move forward to markup because, as we all know, they have the votes. This, unfortunately, is not the way to successfully legislate, and unchanged, these bills will very likely go the way of the dodo bird. No real progress will be made to improve agency efficiency and increase recovery rates for species, or to truly improve transparency in a way that benefits citizens, agencies, and the species. Perhaps that is what the other side wants, the ability to endlessly attack ESA and repeat accusations that have been around for decades, that environmentalists are getting rich off ESA lawsuits and species are not recovering. The fact is, like it or not, ESA is one of the most important environmental laws of our time, and protecting endangered species is broadly supported by the public. When the father of ESA, Congressman John Dingell, introduced his bill in 1973, species were disappearing at an accelerating rate. As Mr. Dingell noted then, and it's still true today, the protection of endangered species is far more than a matter of aesthetics. Once the species is gone, it's gone. When we fail to protect endangered species, as then Committee Chairwoman Margaret Sullivan noted, we tinker with our own futures and run risks whose magnitudes we barely understand, if at all. Does the recovery of species take time? Of course it does. Species that end up on the list are those that have been driven to the brink, but saved from extinction after decades of habitat loss and degradation, or in the case of the wolf, a concerted extermination effort. Were it not for ESA, however, scientists estimate that more than 200 species would have gone extinct in the time since the law's passage. Moreover, when comparing the actual recovery rate of listed species to the recovery plans, to the recovery plans that have been developed under the law, 90% of the listed species are recovered at a rate that was expected in the plan. We have a duty and a responsibility to protect all creatures, great and small, and I cannot support legislative initiatives that will undermine that goal. If the Republicans want to improve recovery, increase transparency in a manner that truly benefits species, we are prepared to talk. If this effort is just another talking point on the too much regulation or sue and settle agenda, however, the discussion will be unproductive and short. With that, Mr. Chairman, thank you, and I yield back my time.